Hey everybody, it's the coach. This is a special edition of Wild Card Weekend on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we've got a great one on tap between the Seattle Seahawks and the Philadelphia Eagles. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, thank you. We have playoff football and bone-chilling playoff football at that in the city of brotherly love at Lincoln Financial Field. Coming up, it's the final game of Wild Card Weekend, and we've got a good NFC matchup in store between the Seattle Seahawks and the Philadelphia Eagles. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the postseason on EA Sports. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. And, Charles, that's really all I need to say to get you fired up. It's the postseason on EA Sports.
And no one's more fired up than the guys who are going to be playing in this game. This is what they fought for all year long. Go back to the OTAs, the mini camps, training camp, throughout the season to get to the playoffs. The intensity level will be off the charts.
Winner go home is the mantra, and off we go. We're underway in this NFC wildcard game.
Let's go.
See Russell Wilson bringing out the Seattle Seahawks here. Russell Wilson, you know, it's probably Lamar Jackson's MVP trophy, but he's still down there on the ballot with consideration, quietly having one of his finest seasons ever. He should wind up coming close to his career high in touchdown passes, which was 35 from a year ago. Interceptions, Charles, still amazingly low. He'll likely finish single digits for the second straight season.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, isn't it? Because during this holiday season, you know what he's like? He's like your go-to Christmas gift that you know you're going to love, and you absolutely have to have it. But at the same time, there's always that shiny new thing that comes along, right? Every year there's a new thing that hits. Lamar Jackson does that and takes the award away likely, because I do think that ultimately Lamar Jackson wins it. But when you look at it, you're wondering, how does Russell Wilson not win it? And we talk about that year in and year out with his dependability.
And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down. Run coverage, excellent there from the defensive end position.
How many times do we sit with coaches and they talk about a base defensive end, a guy who can anchor and play with leverage? We just saw a great example of it. And how about the bonus, tackling the runner for a loss?
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Play action. It's Wilson. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. They were trying to liven up this playoff game very early on. Pretty deep throw, but good coverage.
I think they were counting on the defenders being a little tight, a little over-anxious early, and trying to catch them flat-footed and get a big play.
On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. This is fielded at the 27. It'll be a 10-yard return following a punt of 45. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Carson Wentz bringing out the Philadelphia Eagles, and the big news for the quarterback for Philly, he's just been healthy all year, knock on wood. You know, the injury, the ACL issues that he's had to deal with, and maybe not the numbers that he had a couple of years ago when he was an MVP candidate, threw 33 touchdowns to 7 interceptions, but a solid enough season certainly to have the Eagles in a division battle with the Cowboys going down the stretch in the NFC East. He's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. He got 29 yards that time. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 34. Wentz now to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And I think the ball's out, and the Seahawks have picked it up.
Thank goodness for heaters up here. And thank goodness I don't have to carry the football in this game. It's January. It's cold out there. Trying to clutch the football and absorb the hits, not easily done.
Yeah, we saw a product of the elements right there. And here now the offense heading back out there. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out there, a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Now Wilson. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. And, Charles, despite this list of key inactives that we see here, they've obviously still been pretty successful.
Give everyone credit for this one because, to me, when that happens, key guys are out. The next man steps up and plays well. But that start...
Looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Madden. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Now this offense about ready to take over again. And they got across the 50 last time, but fumbled and turned it over, so they'll be looking to have a short-term memory here, Mr. Davis.
Not only a short-term memory, but a whole lot better ball security. Because if they take care of the ball, continue to move it, their chances of scoring some points, they've got to feel pretty good about it. They thought they had things moving in the right direction last time. Fumbles, they don't just affect you on offense, they affect your overall team because now your defense has to make that stand up.
They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. Here's carry number 1 for Jordan Howard. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They will run for the first time with Miles Sanders. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. Here's the offense, and sometimes you got to show love to the big guys.
That you do. And we're talking about Jason Kelsey now, not Travis, his brother who plays tight end. Jason lines up at center, a threat to go to the Pro Bowl each and every year.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Here's Wentz to throw. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Quentin Jefferson, the defensive tackle, getting in there for a loss of 5. Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack. Wentz off the fake handoff to Howard, and he's going to go down again. Jadeveon Clowney providing a little deja vu, back-to-back sacks, and now they're staring at a 4th and long.
We said it before the game, and I think it's still apparent. If these guys are going to advance in these playoffs, they're going to have to wreak some havoc coming off the edge.
Yeah, wild card round. They told us the wild card could be that defensive pressure. They showed it there. So on comes the Eagle kicker, Jake Elliott, on 4th down. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this will remain a scoreless game. These playoff games have a tendency to be tight. You have to wonder if that missed field goal could haunt him later.
Yeah, we're always looking for the key plays, right? The ones that we're going to magnify. Usually those happen in the second half or later in the game. This might be the key play of the game showing up here in the first half.
Russell Wilson now gears up to lead the offense again. He's probably feeling like he dodged a little bit of a bullet. Threw the interception on the last drive and then the missed field goal, so no points.
Not only did he dodge the bullet, he can go back out there and flourish now. And I'll guarantee this, one of the leaders on the defense came off the field and told him, don't worry about it. You noticed? We got you.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. Took him 5 tries, but he is able to complete that first pass of the game.
And could you hear the exhale all the way up here? Not just from him, coaching staff, offensive line, receivers. Now he's off the schneid. Can they get him going in a nice groove where he becomes a little more consistent throwing the football?
Because you miss those first 2, but you get up the 0 for 4 range. That can be a little tricky, but able to settle in, hopefully.
Yeah, now you won't have any confidence issues. Now you can kind of get it back even with just one throw.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run with Marshawn Lynch. And not much running room. Down to the 32. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. We're scoreless after 1.
Let's go, team. It's going to be a long day, offense. It's going to be a long day. Check, 47. Hey, keep it up.
On 2nd and 7, Wilson. Flushed out right. And he's going to keep it here. The rushing numbers for Wilson, maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced the ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now Wilson. It's caught. Lockett. The Seahawks moving pretty well through the air. Another first down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
So 1st and goal and an opportunity for our first points in this wild card game. They'll run with Lynch. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
They try again with Lynch. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
Defense didn't budge on 3rd down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We are soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what?
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
This is an old-fashioned goal.
And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Taking it in from a yard out as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Well, there was no secret there. They were in goal line formation. They wanted to pound it in on 4th and goal, and they did just that.
And how about the challenge? That's a challenge to the offensive line, which they eagerly accept. I haven't met a lineman yet that doesn't want to run the ball more than throw it because they get to fire out and really smack someone. And, boy, they got it done. I'm sure they were encouraging them on the sideline. Let's go, and let's run the ball as well. And they put it in for 6.
after the touchdown. Here's Myers to boot it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Football going back to the Eagles. And, Charles, this Eagles team and the Cowboys, what an interesting NFC East race this turned out to be this season. A lot of people thought it would be these two teams neck and neck. Well, they were right, but they thought the records would be a touch better. But if you keep it germane to the Eagles, what has gone right, what has gone wrong this year for them?
Well, what's gone right is that they have a good culture that they battle. Because this season could have gone totally south for Philadelphia because they had a number of injuries. They went through some losing stretches, and the whole thing could have gotten away from them. But they hung in there and battled all the way to the end. What went wrong? Receivers. By the end of the season, they were playing with guys that were bringing up from the practice squads, signing off of other teams' practice squads. None of the starters that were expected to be their frontline guys were available down the stretch for Philadelphia and their quarterback, Carson Wentz.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. Not much going on this drive. Looks like they're going to have to punt it away, CD.
And right now, I know a lot of their fans are screaming for the OC to change things up, get away from what he's been calling. Sometimes you just need better execution of the plays that have been called.
Now on fourth down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. Back deep for the Seahawks, Tyler Lockett. This is taken at the 15. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. And you want to talk about active hands. These guys, these defensive backs, these linebackers, they've had active hands.
Almost reminds you of those great basketball teams, the ones that really defend. And we talk about the length that they have and able to get their hands on balls and have deflections and knock them away. That's what we're seeing here. Very difficult to get a pass into a receiver because there's always someone in the lanes.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads, they don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense.
A reminder coming up at the half, as we've done all year. We'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown on what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin on the road to Super Bowl 53 in Atlanta. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Tyler Lockett was the target there, and that'll bring up 2nd down. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Now Wilson throwing again. This complete to Lockett. And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 45-yard line.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
On 1st down, Wilson. Open man is Jacob Hollister. A gain of 6 there on 1st. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Buying time to his left. And now he's going to use his legs. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a 1st down.
Well, that's a nice job right there. He's looking downfield, but with no one open, he takes off and tries to run for it. He gets to the sidelines and gets out of bounds with a 1st down.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. From the shotgun, Wilson. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Wilson now 5 out of 10, 50% throwing it. Not so hot, but he does have a first down. Wilson, and that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Wilson going to throw again. And it's incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here and 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So unable to convert for the touchdown inside the red zone, but they do come away with 3.
Yeah, it's a 32-yarder. That's essentially an extra point nowadays, right? Because it's 33 as a general rule for these guys. So it should be a simple kick. But you know what's really strange nowadays? When they miss an extra point, I think they carry that with them longer than missing a field goal because an extra point's supposed to be automatic.
Absolutely, and I would think even field goals inside of 30 yards, even though they're substantially shorter than a PAT, it just has a different feel, doesn't it?
A different feel, a different vibe. That's what I get from all the kickers I talk to. They always say if I miss an extra point, that's the one that bothers me more.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. Shaquille Griffin knocking it away that time in coverage. With that incompletion, you know, Charles, one of the big storylines in the final few weeks of the season lies in the AFC South. Tennessee and Houston battling back and forth. Houston won round 1, week 15, a victory in Nashville. But which of those two teams do you think has the potential to go deeper in the playoffs?
Well, Tennessee just lost at home to Houston, and now we'll have to go on the road to play them again in week 17. So I would say, on the surface, you would think Houston. They have the quarterback as well in Deshaun Watson that scares everyone. But I'm picking Tennessee as the team that could go deeper because of their defense. That's really a top 5 defense on any given Sunday. Their ability to rush the passer, their ability to play the ball in the air. I like that Tennessee team, and I think Ryan Tannehill, the switch to him at quarterback has really energized that club.
Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Left side complete to Lockett. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. He's going to look into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'd love to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
So we come upon halftime here in this NFC wildcard matchup as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. This is the 4th and final game here on this wildcard weekend. We'll get back out to you guys in just a moment. But first, let's take a look back to yesterday's NFC wildcard game. And it was the Minnesota Vikings who will continue on in these playoffs as they were able to eliminate the New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, in our game, it took a little while to get settled in, but we were in for a battle royale in this second half. And to call the action, let's go back to the guys who've been there all year, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. One of these two teams about to play their final half of the season as we're back at it in this NFC wildcard bout. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Eagles now as they'll go on offense first here in the third quarter. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. From the 30 on second down, Wentz. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before.
Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. Jadeveon Clowney picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
And that's his second sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
Here's Cameron Johnston now as he's on to punt for Philadelphia. A 45-yard punt, 4 there on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now we'll see what this Seahawks offense has in store with their first possession of the second half. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Wilson. He's going to get this out to Marshawn Lynch. They'll give him a yard on the play, and it'll be a second down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. Forced out to his left. He may try and run for this. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 32-yard line.
You and I both know most coaches are really fearful about their quarterbacks running with the ball. They don't want them to take that big hit. I don't think they worry about that with Russell Wilson. He's so smart in what he does, and we just saw it there on that scramble.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Here's Wilson to throw. Out to the right, he gets it to Lockett. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. A 10th carry of the game for Marshawn Lynch. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. They'll run it. Here's Lynch. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. It's a first down following a gain of 3. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And he'll wind up losing yardage here, back at the 21-yard line.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Now they'll throw it with Wilson. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. Fletcher Cox, the former Mississippi State Bulldog, ringing the cowbell there on the sack.
Well, nothing takes a start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Wilson and the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. That's caught by Hollister. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. His 2nd catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a first down. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row, I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
So another 3rd down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal. Here's Wilson. Open man is Ursua. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. 1 quarter remains in this NFC wild card matchup. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They come out here in the I. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll run for it with Lynch. And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Marshawn Lynch, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And that makes our score 17-0. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And polishing it all off, Marshawn Lynch with the TD run. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Now this offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. So they won their division and earned the right to play at home in the first round of the playoffs, but this one is not going to script so far.
Nowhere did they have the thought process that they'd be down double digits. But the good thing is it's the first half. You and I know, I mean, you've been with me long enough now. Hang with the game plan. Stay the course for a while. Don't panic and change up things. Keep grinding. Long way to go in this ball.
That was my question to you. You don't throw everything away at this point, stay on course?
You stay on course. Obviously, you want to eliminate the things that have caused you to be down double digits. But at the same time, you're not getting it all back in one play. Keep going. The game plan was put in there for a reason.
It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves them with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now. From the gun on 3rd down, Wentz. And some room to roam now. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
Now Myers for the extra point. And the lead is now 24. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Now this offense ready to head back out there. And they just had that pick 6. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there. It's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball moving again.
Well, we'll see if they can do it here. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Throwing his Wentz. Completes it to Aguilar. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Wentz now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Wentz on the draw, leaves it for Sanders. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Wentz. And his throw here's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Zach Ertz that time. 3rd down here. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Got his man. It's Arcega-Whiteside. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 36. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 36. Working from the gun, Wentz. Throwing right, and that's complete. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Now this one complete on the slant route. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Finally, a first red zone opportunity for these guys. They come up 1st and 10 at the 16. Again, they'll throw with Wentz. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. They've got it 1st and goal as they look to punch in a late score. Here's Wentz to throw. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. Michael Kendricks coming in to drop him. Second down and goal. Wentz. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Now Wentz. And this is going to be incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but Charles, no team wants to get shut out, so it's hard to blame him for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame him one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg, and they're at least trying to finish out strong.
First down, the run with Lynch. And he's taken down inside the 30. They get 17 on that one, move the chains, first down Seahawks. This defense, Charles, they have unraveled here in the fourth.
In a sense, it's like they're being pressed, like in a basketball game, and they just can't get the ball over half court. I mean, no matter what they do, they can't get off the field, they can't slow them down. They're just going up and down the field against them. Yeah, unraveling would be a perfect word for them.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
And a wild card win moves them on to the divisional round.
Everyone plays all year long for the right to get into the tournament, as they like to call it. Wild card, divisional, doesn't matter to them. One moves on, one goes home.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say so long from Philly.